Welcome to Sam's Caribbean Tales, where vibrant stories, rich culture, and island magic come to life. Disclaimer: the stories presented on this channel are works of fiction and do not depict real-life individuals. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, is purely coincidental. So sit back, relax, and let the rhythm of the Caribbean carry you through tales of wonder, wisdom, and adventure. Subscribe and join the journey. Real stories. Rich culture. Caribbean heart.
The scent of nutmeg and salt air drifted through the open windows of the minibus as Amora Thomas sat stiffly in the back seat, her eyes fixed on the bustling St. George's Market. Life had gone on. People were selling breadfruit and fresh snapper like the world hadn't betrayed her 3 years ago. She clutched the strap of her handbag tighter as the driver's soca music rattled the old speakers. "Why it always sound like the bass fighting the engine," she muttered, half to herself. A teenage boy next to her snorted. "Auntie, you vex with de dim or de driver?" "Both," she said dryly, managing a smile. The boy laughed. "Grenada too sweet. Ya can't stay vex long." Amora didn't reply. Sweet or not, Grenada was where she lost everything. 3 years ago, the nurse told her, cold and clinical, "I'm sorry, Miss Thomas. Your baby didn't make it." No body. No explanation. Just a closed file and whispers down hospital corridors. Her cries had filled the ward louder than the Atlantic crashing against the rocks. But sometimes, at night, she still heard another cry, a baby's. Soft, insistent. As if he was calling her. Today was no different. The voice still echoed. And that echo grew louder when she stepped off the bus and started walking toward her aunt's fruit stall. Then it happened. A flash of color, a small boy darted into the street, chasing a bright red balloon as a cargo van barreled down the hill, horn blaring. "Oh Lord," someone screamed. Amora didn't think. Her feet took off like a rocket, sandals flapping. She lunged, grabbed the boy by his shirt, and tumbled onto the sidewalk just as the van screeched past, the driver shouting a storm of expletives out the window. The boy began to cry. "It's okay, baby. It's okay, I got you," Amora said, heart hammering. Her hands trembled as she brushed his curly brown hair from his forehead. Then he looked up at her with eyes the color of mahogany. The same eyes she saw in her mirror. Something inside her shifted. Broke. He couldn't be, no. Could he? A posh British voice pierced the chaos. "Leo. My God. Are you all right?" A young white man in khakis and an open linen shirt ran over, frantic, pulling the boy from her arms. "What the devil were you thinking, Leo?" "I wanted my balloon," the child whimpered. The man glared at Amora. "Who are you?" I was just," she stood, dusting herself off, voice caught in her throat. "He ran into the road. I pulled him back." He stared at her for a moment. "Well, thank you. You may have just saved his life." She nodded, dazed, still watching the boy. Then the man turned with the boy and started walking away. But the child twisted in his arms, looking back at her. "Mummy?" he asked softly. Amora's heart stopped. The man froze mid-step. And everything around them fell silent. The air felt like it had thickened around Amora. She watched the man turn slowly, clutching the boy, her boy, more tightly. "Excuse me," she called out, pushing past a woman with mangoes in her basket. "What did he just say?" The man's expression was composed, but his grip on the boy betrayed his unease. "He's confused," he said quickly. "Children say strange things sometimes." No, her voice was sharp now. "He called me mummy." The boy, Leo, clung to the man's neck but peered at Amora again. His lips wobbled. "I know you," he whispered. "You smell like sunshine." Amora's chest tightened. That was what her mother used to say she smelled like after being in the garden. "This doesn't make any sense," she muttered, more to herself. The man cleared his throat. "Look, I appreciate what you did, truly. But I think we've had enough excitement for one day." He turned to walk away. "Wait," Amora said, stepping in front of him. "What's your name?" He exhaled. "Grant. Grant Wexler. And this is my son. Adopted son," she asked pointedly. Grant stiffened. That's none of your business. Amora folded her arms. It is if his mine. That did it. He blinked like she'd slapped him. Are you suggesting I stole your child? He snapped. I'm suggesting, she said, keeping her voice even, that something isn't adding up. Grant glanced around at the growing number of curious bystanders. He leaned in. Fine. If you want to talk, not here. Meet me at the Nutmeg Cafe in an hour. She nodded slowly. I'll be there. As he walked off with Leo, Amora stood trembling in the middle of Market Square. She didn't know what she'd just stepped into, but she knew one thing for sure. That little boy was hers. Back at her aunt's house, Amora burst through the door. Auntie Dee, I think I just found my dead child. Dee, who was elbow-deep in coconut oil and soap making, looked up calmly. Again? No, I mean really this time. Dee dropped her ladle. Hey! The Nutmeg Cafe overlooked the glistening carronage, where boats bobbed lazily like they had all the time in the world. Amora, on the other hand, did not. Her leg bounced under the table as she sipped lukewarm bush tea and stared at the door. What if he doesn't come? But Grant Wexler arrived, punctual, pressed, and polished like he was headed to a yacht meeting. Leo was not with him. Amora narrowed her eyes. Where is he? At home. With his nanny. I didn't think a shouting match in front of him was healthy. Who says there'll be shouting? Grant raised a brow. You don't exactly radiate peace right now. She sighed. Fair. He sat across from her. I'll be honest. You've shaken me. Good. I'm still shaking. He looked at his untouched espresso. 3 years ago, I adopted Leo from a private agency in Grenada. He was an infant. No mother listed. Only a hospital ID. She swallowed. Which hospital? He named the same one Amora gave birth in. Her heart cracked wider. There was a complication, she whispered. They said he didn't make it. I was young. Alone. Barely awake when they told me. No body. No chance to hold him. Grant's brow furrowed. That's suspicious. You think? A beat passed between them, something silent and heavy. Grant shifted. I'm not trying to take your pain lightly. But if this is true, then I was lied to, too. Amora looked him in the eye. Do you love him? His face softened instantly. More than anything. That hurt and helped. Then we need answers, she said. He nodded. Agreed. Just then, the waitress arrived with their order. 2 nutmeg cheesecakes. 1 on the house. Boss say thank you for saving the little boy. Amora blinked. How does everybody know already? The waitress grinned. Grenada small, sweet girl. Ya sneeze in Guyave, somebody in St. David bless you. Amora chuckled for the first time in days. Even Grant cracked a smile. Right, she said, picking up her fork. We'll eat. Then we find the truth. And we find out, Grant added, who tried to erase a mother from her own son's life. They arrived at St. Catherine's private hospital the next morning, not as enemies, but as a strange new team. Grant had brought legal documents. Amora brought memories and fire. The receptionist barely looked up. Appointment? No, Amora said. We're here to ask about a child born here 3 years ago. You and half the island, the woman muttered, eyeing Grant. But he sure don't look like he born here. Amora gave her a sharp look. We're not joking. We're talking about a baby they told me died. He didn't. He's alive. And this man adopted him. The receptionist blinked. Wait, you'd a woman from the balloon traffic thing, ain't? Grant sighed. Yes. That was us. Cha. People in Guyave still talking about it. After an hour of tense waiting and being passed from office to office, they found themselves face to face with a silver-haired nurse named Sister Maureen, small-framed, but eyes sharp like sugarcane knives. She wore pearl earrings and an expression that said she was not easily rattled. You delivered the baby, Amora said. 3 years ago. Room 206. Amora Thomas. Sister Maureen glanced at the file and paused. Grant leaned in. We know something went wrong. We're not here to sue. We just want the truth. Maureen studied them. Her fingers tapped slowly on the desk. Then she leaned back and exhaled. I knew this day would come, she said softly. Amora's breath caught. So he didn't die? Maureen nodded slowly. No, child. He didn't. The room spun. What happened? Grant asked gently. There was pressure, Maureen said. From higher up. Private adoption agency. Money exchanged hands. Your baby was removed before you even regained full consciousness. The paperwork said stillborn, but it was forged. Amora stood up so fast her chair scraped. You let them take him? Tears welled in Maureen's eyes. I was young. I thought I was helping. They said the mother was unstable. Alone. They painted you like a threat to your own baby. Grant's face paled. And the agency? Closed down last year. Investigation pending. Amora paced. So my son was trafficked through paperwork. Yes, Maureen said. But he's alive. You found him. Grant looked at Amora. We need to do a DNA test. And if it's confirmed, then we decide what's next. Together. Amora nodded. Together. Later that evening, over curry goat and rice at Amora's Aunt Dee's house, Dee eyed Grant suspiciously. So you come all the way from England to adopt black babies and drink bush tea? Grant, mid-bite, nearly choked. Well, not exactly. Good, she said. Because I don't trust no man who eats roti with knife and fork. Grant blinked. Is that an official Grenadian rule? Amora smirked. Pretty much. 2 weeks later, the DNA test confirmed what everyone already felt in their bones. Leo was Amora's biological son. She stared at the paper in silence, hands trembling. Grant reached for her wrist gently. Are you okay? I don't know, she admitted. It's real. He's mine. But he's also yours. Grant looked down. I never wanted to be part of something this dark. But I love him, Amora. I've raised him. He's my boy. She nodded slowly. Then we raise him, together. The words surprised even her. His head shot up. You mean that? I don't want to take him away from love. I just want to be part of it. A smile crept onto Grant's face, a real one this time. That's all I want too. They shook on it. Then accidentally held hands too long. Meanwhile, in Leo's world, Amora came over more frequently now, sometimes with mango juice, sometimes with crayons, and once with a box of diapers even though Leo had long been potty-trained. Mummy, this is for babies, Leo giggled. I panicked. Okay, she blurted. Grant laughed from the kitchen. She's just getting back into the groove. Next week she'll be bringing you juice boxes and a bedtime contract. Amora threw a pillow at him. Don't test me. That night, Grant invited her to dinner at a clifftop restaurant overlooking Grand and Speech. The moon shimmered on the water, and for once, neither of them mentioned hospital files or legal terms. Amora twirled her rum punch slowly. If someone told me a month ago I'd be co-parenting with a rich white man in Grenada. Grant raised an eyebrow. You'd have run for the hills. I'd have thrown breadfruit at them. He laughed. And now? She looked at him. Really looked. Now I see the man who loves my son, and maybe someone I could trust. Grant leaned closer. That's all I want. To build trust. And maybe, he hesitated, see where this goes. She gave him a small smile. Let's not rush. But I'm not throwing breadfruit anymore. Progress, he said, raising his glass. They clinked drinks, the sound soft and full of promise. The morning sun spilled golden across the beach as Amora and Grant walked hand in hand, Leo skipping ahead, chasing the waves. The past months had been a whirlwind of court hearings, reunions, and sleepless nights, but now, finally, there was peace. The judge had ruled in favor of joint custody, with a promise that Leo's best interests came first. Amora and Grant had formed a fragile but growing bond, blending two worlds into one family. Leo stopped and turned, his big eyes sparkling. Mummy, Daddy, look. I catch fish. He held up a tiny, wiggling fish with pride. Amora laughed. ruffling his curls. You did good, baby boy. Grant crouched beside them, smiling warmly. You're a natural. A breeze swept through, carrying the scents of salt and spices, a reminder of their roots. Amora turned to Grant. I never thought I'd find love after so much loss. But here you are. He took her hands, serious now. I love you, Amora. And I love this little guy more than anything. She felt tears, not of pain, but of hope. You're stuck with us, she joked. Grant grinned. For life. Behind them, the island stretched endlessly, a place of beauty, second chances, and stories yet to be told. And as the waves kissed the shore, Amora knew this was only the beginning of their journey together. In the heart of Grenada, amidst betrayal and heartbreak, love found a way to heal and rebuild. Sometimes, family is not just blood, it's the people who fight for you, stand beside you, and love you through everything.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who believes in second chances. More Caribbean stories coming soon. Real stories. Rich culture. Caribbean heart.